All right, we are live on YouTube, and today we're going to be discussing when you feel like quitting, what should you do? Should you give up? Well, stick around and find out exactly what I'm talking about. All of that and much, much more is coming right. Live from Northern California, welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. And if this is your first time here, and most importantly, you are open to suggestions and change, please consider subscribing and then banging that bell. And after you bang that bell, when that pop-up box pops up, make sure you select all notifications, because that way you won't miss a single thing. You will not miss anything when it comes to getting a better grip on your life. And also make sure on your smartphone, your tablet, your iPhone, your Android, or anywhere that you have the YouTube app installed on, you must also make sure that the YouTube app is set to receive those notifications at a device level. Do all of that, and you're set. You're good to go. You will not miss a single beat. And trust me, more interesting and important topics that will help you get a better grip on your life are coming soon to this channel. And if you have a topic request, feel free to, how should I say it? Should I say it in the ways that we say it in the modern world? Hit me up. Hit me up on my email, Coach Eli at coacheli@melas.com. That's Coach Eli at coach.eliasmelas.com. Oh, the cavalry's coming in already. Wow, my gosh, they are bum rushing me in here today. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Let me just make sure that everything is working properly. The notification has gone out. The stream health is good. And we've got 14 in the box to start things off today. Thank you so much for being here. 7 likes, much appreciated. Thank you again for being here, folks. Today's show is not going to be too terribly long. There's not a lot of material to cover because, this is a pretty simple point to stress. And if you folks can understand the points I make here in this video, I promise you, you will accomplish whatever your heart desires. Even if you don't accomplish the things that you want to accomplish right away, that's what I'm trying to say, trying to get the words out. I'm so excited, I can't even get the words out. You will eventually accomplish those things as long as you don't give up, because in many cases, the first, second, third, or even fourth attempt that you try to accomplish something, it may not work, or it may only partially work. But if you keep on learning from the mistakes you make during each attempt, eventually you're going to reach that successful level regarding whatever it is that your heart desires that you want to accomplish. And it's pretty much as simple as that. All right, the show's over. I gave away the bombshell right there, and now we're out here. Have a good day, everyone. No, just kidding. No, we're not leaving yet. We're not leaving yet. We have plenty of people to discuss. Zia's son is fine. Queen, he was here yesterday. He was very respectful, and I'm going to continue allowing Zia to be here as long as he's respectful. He was in here on a different account yesterday while you were at your appointment. And so please do not ban Zia. Let him stay as long as he's respectful and abides by the rules. And it seems that Zia's turned a new leaf. Now, a lot of people behind the scenes have been, reaching out to me, looking out for me, saying that he's trolling me and he's just setting me up for a troll. If that's the case, it doesn't matter. As long as he's respectful, as long as anyone's respectful here while they're here, they can stick around. The moment they're disrespectful and they break the rules, they're out of here, right? Yeah, no problem, Zia. Hey, look, Zia, listen, I'm not, I've never really been a naive guy, maybe in my younger days, right? And maybe when I first came out here on YouTube until I learned the YouTube ropes, I was a little bit naive or really nice because I was learning how YouTube worked, not only from a technical standpoint, but from a court of public opinion standpoint and trolls and haters. I didn't even realize how bad the trolls and haters were out here. So again, I'm not trying to be naive again. It's like saying this, Queen and Zia and anyone else, watching right now. You give people the benefit of the doubt until they give you a reason to not give them that benefit anymore. And that's, how things are, especially when you're a little bit skeptical about certain things, right? So it is what it is. No, I know you're not trolling me, Zia. Listen, dude, I'm just making a statement here because, a lot of people that are here now are looking out for me. A lot of people behind the scenes are looking out for me. And I'm not saying that I can't handle it. Obviously, I can handle it. And then, you've got people, obviously, from that other side that, it is what it is. But it's all good. I'm glad you're here, Zia, and I'm glad that you are getting value. If there's anything I can do for you, any topic requests that you want me to do, I'd be happy to do that for you, man. Well, let's get the chat here, and then we're going to get right to the show. Let's see. Zia's son says, I'm ready for another great stream. Eli, I'm back. Is Zia officially? Thanks for the inspiration to come back. Well, you're welcome, man. He says, don't give up. Absolutely not. Don't give up. We're going to get more into that here in a little bit. And by the way, I will be dissecting another brief blog from my favorite psychology, from my favorite blog site, which is what I'm trying to say, Psychology Today. Another very interesting blog that suits this topic very well. So I will be doing my commentary and critiquing that and sharing some even more valuable information. Folks, and if you haven't checked out Psychology Today, I highly endorse that site. It's an unpaid endorsement. You can learn a lot about psychology regarding many aspects. Look, I'm not a psychology major. I don't have a psychology degree. I just have a lot of life experiences, or life experience, which is what I'm trying to say. But psychology is all around us. And if we can learn to better understand psychology, even without a psychology degree, it's going to better help our lives and, push us forward in the right direction, in positive ways, that is, right? No negativity, right? Muttnuts World is in the house. Moderator and member of the channel for 2 months now. By the way, I put out a brand new members only video today, members only video number 20. So if you'd like to become a member of this channel, I have 5 packages. They all get you the exact same thing. You get to choose how much money you want to sponsor the channel. $4.99 is the minimum. $99.99 is the maximum. That's a super fan sponsor package. And in between, we have $9.99. $24.99 and $49.99. All of them get you the same exact thing. You get members only videos. You also are going to get some members only live streams down the road, and you'll get some special perks. You'll get more access to me if you email me and you need some help, behind the scenes. I'm going to prioritize my paid members of this channel over the free stuff. Don't get me wrong, give a lot of stuff away for free, but obviously if people are taking this channel seriously and they're going to sponsor it and become a member, they will get priority. That's just the way it goes, right? Let's see here. What else do we have? We have Zia's son can't wait for the stream. Just a reminder, everyone, never give up, never quit. Absolutely. Quinn Helen K says, hello, Eli. Smash the like button for Eli. She furthermore says, hello, Muttnuts World says, hey, Queen, I am here, but walking to the store. All right. Have a great walk. That was much earlier. Maybe you're back now. Queen Helen Casey already answered that question. Are there 2 Zias here? Oh boy, they're gonna play that game now, huh? All right, let me check the chat here real quick. Let's see. Well, how are we going to be able to tell? Okay. Oh, one of them has. Okay. Give me 1 second here. I think I know which one is the fake Zia. I'm banning the fake Zia right now. Now, Zia, I want to make sure that I banned the proper Zia there. Yeah, no, I figured it out. I have the go-to channel extension, which allows me to still check out channels, so I can see that. I just want to, let me do this, Zia. Let me open up your actual real channel here. And let me just keep it open, so that way I have your channel URL. And that way, if anyone else tries to come in and duplicate your channel, all I have to do is look at their channel URL and I'll ban the right person. It's all right. We're prepared here. We're good to go. Yeah, no, I can tell, Zia. Zia, you don't have to leave if you don't want to, man. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. All right. Yeah, Queen, just ignore all these. Queen, listen, can we ignore these trolls? This is what they want. I just want to run my show here. Queen, no worries. Ignore them, block them. Zia, if you want to stay, stay. I don't want to acknowledge these people anymore. Okay, they're pathetic. All right, so today we're discussing when you feel like quitting, what should you do? Should you give up? Okay, well, in life, you're going to experience many setbacks along the way to accomplishing whatever your heart desires, whatever you want to accomplish, whether it's in your personal life with your, dating, romantic, escapades, or if you're trying to get a certain job or promotion in the corporate world, or you're trying to transition into becoming a self-employed entrepreneur to create your own business and your own success with unlimited income earning potential. In life, whatever you attempt to accomplish is always going to have setbacks. And for some people, it's going to have more setbacks than others. Okay. Sometimes, like I was mentioning earlier, you're not going to reach your goals on the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, or even 10th or 20th attempt. Does that mean you give up? Does that mean that you're not successful? Does that mean you're not on the right track? No. What that means is that you're on your way and you're figuring things out as you go. One example I want to give that I've shared many times in the past, but I think it's relevant to the show here, is my experiences out here on YouTube. Now, over 12, 13 years ago or so, I made a transition from the corporate world into becoming a self-employed entrepreneur. Okay. That was something that, I gave myself a lot of time to make the transition. I prepared myself for it. I basically gave myself pretty much almost 2 years to replace my income from what I was making in the corporate world through my insurance business that I used to run. Okay. But when I started marketing my insurance business after I got my licenses, did I start making good money right away? Did I replace my income right away? No. It took me almost 2 years to do it. And I had to go out there and market my business, meet a lot of people. I had to deal with a lot of rejection. It was very interesting, out of every 10 people that I would quote insurance to, even if I had the best price and, the best coverage for what they were looking for, I would typically get about, 2 or 3 sales out of that. And that's a pretty good average there. But it's pretty frustrating when you're first starting out because, you want to become successful as quickly as possible. And that's not the way it works. And initially, when you're trying to build something new, like a new business, you have to work a lot harder than you do down the road. I'm not saying that once you reach success, you lay off the gas pedal completely, but then you can lay off a little bit and maintain what you've got because you've already built it up to a certain level. Yeah, Zia, listen to me, dude. Right now, you're kind of semi-trolling me. I don't need you to mention all these things over and over again. All right. You know what? I'm not going to deal with this, okay? Let me see. Where is the fake Zia again? Thank you, Queen. I think you figured it out. Yeah, Queen, do me a favor. Just moderate the chat. And I think you're able to figure out which one is which. That's what these people want to do. And there are 27 of them watching here because they want to see me get triggered. It doesn't bother me one bit. So anyway, I wasn't successful right away. I had to work at it. I had to work hard, right? But then, years down the road, I realized something I was more passionate about that more suited my purpose. I wanted to become a life coach, and I wanted to use YouTube to run my life coaching business. And when I came out here, I used to run a former channel 3.5 years ago. When I first came out here, I was on here with an ex-girlfriend of mine, who was my girlfriend at the time, and we just wanted to run our videos, but we didn't realize how YouTube really worked. We didn't understand the ins and outs of YouTube. All I thought was that you just put out videos and you create great thumbnails, descriptions, titles, tags, etc. And then eventually you'll be discovered, and then you'll have a great audience to follow you. What I didn't expect and didn't even know about until I came out here on YouTube was that there are a lot of trolls and haters. And the way that YouTube works with Google accounts, people can duplicate accounts. And if you're running live streams like I run, they can come in and try to, create havoc in your chat. And initially back in those days, it would bother me. I would lose focus. I would call these people out, and it just really affected me, and it would frustrate me. When most things at that point didn't frustrate me because, I was already in my 40s when I started. I'm 46 now. I was 42, 43 when I started my former channel. And, I had learned in my life outside of YouTube how to handle these situations. But when you come out on YouTube, it's a completely different ballgame. It's different. You have to learn how to handle it. Were there times on my former channel where I felt like giving up? There were. Okay. And did I essentially give up per se when I shut down my former channel almost 2 years ago? You can kind of say that, but I really didn't give up. What I did was I shut down a channel that had bad blood. I went through a breakup with my ex. A lot of my videos on that channel had her on it, and I just didn't think it was fair to keep that channel up. I didn't want to do that to her, and I just kind of wanted to remove all the bad blood. So what did I do? I took 3 months off, and I, regained focus, thought things through. I was over on Facebook for a little while, and then 3 months, later, I came back and started this channel. And I've gotten a lot further on this channel. Now, has it still been a struggle? Has it been a challenge to get this channel to the point of where it's at, even get it to the point of where it's at today? Absolutely. Have I been trolled even heavier now than I ever have? Absolutely. But I learned how to deal with it. I learned how to ignore it. And I also learned that if I briefly acknowledge it and, get a good laugh at the troll's expense, then so be it. I'll get a good laugh and I'll get right back to my topic and keep moving forward and not allow it to bother me. Now, as I've run this channel now for the last almost 2 years, have there been many occasions because of what I've been through out here where I felt like quitting? Absolutely. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I get that feeling almost every day, if not every other day. I think every YouTuber goes through that. I think everybody goes through, feeling like they want to quit when they really want to accomplish something, regardless of what it is, if it's not 100% where we feel it should be. But when I feel that way, I dig deep and I say, you know what? I've come so far. And I know I'm worth it. And I'm not going to let anyone stand in the way of my success. Not the trolls, haters, not any other YouTubers, not my friends, not my family. I'm determined to make this work. And that's what you folks need to get in your head when you feel like you want to quit. When you feel like quitting, what should you do? Put it in your head that you're worth it and you're better than that and that you're capable of rising above that. If you're determined to make something happen, if you believe in yourself and you believe in what you do, you're never going to give up until you get to where you know you deserve to get to. So that's one example there. Another example, where a lot of people have given up is dating. Dating is completely different in this modern world. You can be a good-looking guy, make decent money, have your act together, and whether you use online dating or you meet people in person, the traditional way, there's a lot of competition out there. And both men and women have become more and more busy in this modern world, especially women that were not working, in the past till they got liberated. And so this world for the last 55 years since women became liberated and started working in the workforce, but more so especially the last 10 to 15 years, it's become more apparent. Women are trying to figure out, in my opinion, from what I've seen, how to balance their work and their personal life. And men are trying to figure out what's going on with women, especially younger men that don't understand the changes that have happened within women, right? And that's where I come into play, where I can help both men and women better understand that, right? It's been a struggle because, again, you can do everything right. You could be a decent looking guy. You can have a great personality. You can have a nice car, a nice place, have your act together, be financially, mentally, emotionally stable. And you can connect and talk with a woman. And you still may not get the date, or even if you get the date, it still may not work out. Because you don't know how many other people are talking with her. There's a lot of competition in this world nowadays. And does it get frustrating? It absolutely gets frustrating, but should you let it get to you? No. Because even if you have to go through 5, 10, 15, or 20 women, I'm just speaking from the male perspective, even if you have to go through 5, 10, 15, or 20 dates to finally meet the one that's going to give you a second date and a third date and a fourth, fifth, 10th, 20th date and start dating you. And then you have this amazing connection. At that point, you're going to say to yourself, I'm glad I didn't give up. Look at the amazing person that has come into my life. Is it a struggle? Yes. Is it frustrating? Yes. Is it completely out of your control in some cases? Yes. Now, there are a lot of things within your control. And what you should be doing is, controlling what's within your control as best as possible. Show up and be the best version of you that you can be. But even then, like I said, sometimes when you show up being the best version of you that you can be, it still may not be the right fit for the other person. It still may not work out. It doesn't mean that you're not good enough for someone. It just meant that that person wasn't the right person for you. And again, if you go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20 dates before the 21st date comes around and that becomes your life partner, isn't that going to be worth it at that point? You ask yourself that. Ask yourself that. All right. Let me check out and see what's going on in the chat here. Okay. We're good. Folks, I would rather keep the focus on the show's topic. If we need to do a show on trolls, we can do that. That's a life lesson right there. But I don't want to make these shows about discussing trolls and stuff. You folks can talk about whatever you want to talk about in the chat, but I'm just not going to acknowledge that stuff. I want to keep it on the topic here. All right, so we got 21 in the box. We've been on for 25 minutes. Let's switch over to the browser screen and get to today's blog. There we go. Today's blog is written by Amy Przewórski. Wow, it's almost like Susan Wojcicki, the CEO of YouTube. Amy Przewórski. Okay, I'm not going to try to pronounce that again. PhD. And the business or company she's associated with is Don't Worry, Mom. Okay, interesting. Okay. The blog title is When You Feel Like Giving Up. One more time. When you feel like giving up. Combating learned helplessness. One more time. Combating learned helplessness. And this blog was written February 24th, 2014. So, we're looking at about, 6 years ago. And it's an evergreen topic. So this topic will never become irrelevant. So let's get right to it. I've written about this feeling many times. The sense that nothing that you do really has any effect on what is happening in your life. That's a good point. I think what the blog author is trying to say there is that, or say the same thing that I was saying a few minutes ago. Sometimes in life, even if you do everything right, it still may not work, or it may not work for the people that, you're trying to get it to work on, right? So again, it doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't mean that, you're a failure. It just means you haven't found the right people to be successful with or through. That's a great way to start it. I've written about this feeling many times, the sense that nothing that you do really has any effect on what is happening in your life. I've experienced it as well during the postpartum period when my daughter would not stop crying no matter what I did. At times in my career when it seemed like I worked hard and nothing came out of it, even in trying to find a mate. I was just talking about that, right? This woman sounds like a decent woman. She sounds like a great lady. And it also sounds like she's a single mother. I mean, that's what I'm making out of it, right? And I'm making it out of that, or I'm making that out of it, which is what I'm trying to say, because she's saying that she had a daughter, and then it seems like, she worked hard and nothing came of it, even in trying to find a mate. So she was probably trying to find a mate being a single mother, which makes it more difficult. Some men are very judgmental and they won't date single moms. Or some men will just pretend to like a single mom just to, have sex with them for a while and then break up with them, right? So when you're in her situation, you have that stigma to deal with, right? Okay, but do you give up? No, because eventually there's going to be a man that's going to accept you and any kids that you have and accept you for who you are. And then it's going to be worth it, right? It's going to be worth not giving up at that point, right? There's a sense of powerlessness as you realize that you're trying to solve a problem, but still feel as if you're banging your head against the wall that does not seem to move. Yeah, sometimes you feel like you are banging your head against the wall, right? I mean, I've never actually banged my head against the wall. I've actually punched the wall before. I slapped the wall hard, right? I punched the punching bag and stuff, right? You get frustrated, right? But banging my head against the wall, I don't know if I'd ever go that far. I'm not knocking anyone that's done that or will do that, but I mean, your head's very fragile. You don't want to give yourself brain damage or do some other damage to yourself by doing that. But I get it. That's how it feels sometimes when you're giving it everything you've got legitimately, and you're making, real effort, showing up, being the best version of you, and it still doesn't work. It's frustrating. Again, it doesn't mean you're broken. It means you just haven't found the right person or people that are going to appreciate, that about you, or appreciate you for who you are. That sense of powerlessness can be related to what's called learned helplessness. Yeah, well, sometimes anyone can feel helpless when they give it their best shot and they're a good person that's making valid efforts regarding whatever they're trying to accomplish, and it still doesn't work out. I think anyone, will feel helpless, to a certain extent, which is normal. But if you feel completely helpless and you have the mindset of, doesn't matter what I do, no matter what I do, no matter how hard I try, no matter how well I take care of myself or show up or present myself, it's just not good enough for anyone. You see, if you kick yourself down at that level, you're also going to be projecting that out to other people that may have given you a chance. And because you projected that negativity out there, those people are now repelled instead of, coming into your life, right? Regardless of whatever they're meant to come into your life for, right? So don't look at yourself that way. A prominent depression researcher once did a study on dogs where he put dogs in a cage that had two sides separated by a wall. He shocked the floor of the cage, which led the dogs jumping over the wall to the other side of the cage to escape the shock. Then he took some dogs and strapped them into the hammock that gave them the shock. At first, the dogs tried to jump to avoid the shock, but they could not escape from the shock since they were strapped into the hammock. Okay. Later, even when he took these dogs out of the hammock and put them in the cage with the possibility to jump over the wall and escape the shock, these dogs laid down and passively got shocked without even trying to escape. The dogs had learned that nothing that they did allowed them to escape the shock, so they gave up even trying. It's a great story there. That's like an analogy. It's a great analogy there. Okay, I'm going to leave that alone. Nothing to dissect there. It just speaks for itself. All right. Obviously, there are ethical issues with this study, and the animal lover in me feels sick over the idea of dogs being shocked. Same here. But trying to put that aside, the study has an important message. Here we go. Life can teach you that you are ineffective and that your behaviors don't have any effect on what happens in your life. That's the furthest thing from the truth. Okay? I would never allow, or at least at this point as I've gotten older, I would never allow my life or life in general to teach me that I'm ineffective. Or it can teach me, right? If you let it get to you, sure. And that your behaviors don't have any effect on what happens in your life. Well, the truth of the matter is your behaviors have everything to do with, what happens in your life. It's one of the most important things right there. Your behavior, how you show up, how you carry yourself, how you present yourself, right? Do you shower every day? Do you not smell? Do you use deodorant? If you have hair, unlike me, do you, do you do your hair right? Okay. Do you smile when you show up? Are you happy, or do you have a frown on your face? How do you show up? Right? And how do you treat other people when you're around other people? Do you put other people down because it makes you feel better and makes you feel like you've risen above that person, so other people see you as a more powerful person? Like what kind of a person are you? Or are you humble and accepting and laid back and friendly with everyone. And if a negative person comes around, just say, hey, man, I'm not looking to cause any problems, man. No worries. Relax, dude. Not a big deal. Right? And then if they keep, coming at you negative ways, just ignore them, right? And, hang around the positive people, right? But how do you show up? How do you behave? Okay? Because if you're behaving in negative ways, you're never going to get what you really want, because everyone that you're going to want in your life, or whatever it is, whether it's for a business or personal purpose, they're going to be repelled by you. They're going to think you're nuts. They're going to think like, you're unprofessional, or you don't have your act together, or there's something wrong with you, right? And if you learn that lesson, you give up trying. Well, a lot of people, give up trying. A lot of people I've seen out here on YouTube, like, they've tried and tried and tried, and they've given up. So what have they done? They've converted their channels into drama channels because that gets them a ton of traction. At least a ton of temporary traction with, a limited audience. But because it's getting them more traction than the original message got them, a little bit quicker than if they did it the right way, they focus on that instead of saying, hey, look, I don't want to be a part of drama. I want to focus on my message. I want to create what's great within me. And I understand that I may lose a lot of people, and I may lose a lot of traction, and it may take me a little while to rebuild it. But if I stick with it over the course of time, I will rebuild with the right audience, and I will build even stronger than what I feel I have right now with this drama market, right? So don't give up trying. Don't give up trying. Don't try to take the easy way out. There is no easy way out, but don't give up trying and resort to something, shady or negative that's going to get you some temporary, quicker results. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be short-lived. It's not going to be sustainable long-term. Learned helplessness is associated with depression. It describes that quality of depression where you retreat to your bed and just give up on trying to impact the world. Yeah, some people will fall into depression because they try so hard and they legitimately try to do everything as perfect and best as possible, which you should be striving to be the best, right? But after a while, if someone legitimately keeps trying and doing all the right things and it's not working, some people will fall into depression. What I'm saying is that don't let that get to you, because just because you failed 10 or 20 or 30 times doesn't mean the 31st time is not going to be the magical moment where everything just explodes in your life and becomes amazing. But if you give up right before that 31st time and slip into depression, then it's going to be even harder to get out of that. First, you got to get out of depression, which is difficult enough, and then you got to start over again to try to get yourself back to where you were initially before you gave up, right? Had you not given up, you might have been only one other step away from accomplishing whatever you're trying to accomplish. Some people give up just a slight moment too soon. It describes that quality of depression where you retreat to your bed and just give up on trying to impact the world. The world's a rough place nowadays, folks. Let me tell you, like the modern world we live in today is more judgmental than ever. It's more fast-paced than ever. We've got social media. It's more connected than ever. I honestly feel it is 10 times more difficult to live in this modern world than it was in any other era. That's another thing I, want to help coach people through. You got to understand that life is much more challenging nowadays. And what once in the past may have only taken 1 or 2 or 3 attempts to accomplish nowadays takes 10, 20, 30 attempts. As long as you can understand that, you're going to realize that you're not a failure even if you don't reach success the first or second or third time. You got to understand it's a different world. There's more competition. It's fast paced. It's just different. So if you can understand that at the level I understand it, then, when you're not successful right away, you're not going to give up because you're going to realize you're on your way on the right path to success. It's just going to take a little bit longer. Nothing wrong with that. You give up your agency, sense of purpose, and feeling of hope, and instead find yourself in a deep hole. Yeah, some people, resort to that. It's the same thing as falling into depression. Don't fall into depression. Don't give up. Just because you keep trying to accomplish something and it hasn't gotten to or reached the level you need it to reach doesn't mean you're not on your way to getting there. Once you are down that deep, it is hard to dig your way out of it. That's right. So don't put yourself in that hole. Don't dig that hole. Don't fall into that hole, even if you haven't reached success. As long as you're out of that hole, even if you haven't accomplished what you want to accomplish yet, if you keep staying out of that hole and keep trying, eventually you're going to get there. Now, I can't tell you how many attempts it's going to take you to get there. For some people, it may take, 5 or 10 times as many attempts. But if you fall down that hole, it's going to be hard to dig your way up or dig your way out. And then all the work you did before you fell into that hole is down the toilet, and now you're starting all over again. Don't do that to yourself. Just keep moving forward. Especially if you don't even try to dig. That's right. So learned helplessness can maintain depression. So how do you dig your way out of this pit? All right. So give me just 1 second here. Let me see how long we've been on for. 42 minutes. I may take a quick break before I come back and finish this. Yeah, I'm going to take a quick break. So I got to use the restroom, and this is going to take me another 30 to 45 minutes to go through. Probably about 30 minutes. Where am I here? There we are. All right, so before I go through these three aspects of how do you dig your way out of this pit, right? So you don't give up and keep moving forward on the road to accomplish whatever it is you want to accomplish, whether it's your dating life, which is your personal life, or, your job, your business life, right? All right, let me check out the chat here real quick before I take a quick break. Let's see what's going on in here. Let me see here. 20 dates sounds expensive. Well, Zia, here's the thing. You can go on 20 dates and just take a walk or a hike. It doesn't cost you anything. I mean, unless you get a couple snacks and, some bottles of water and stuff, right? Or does it cost you $5 or $10, $20? It's not a big deal. And if the date doesn't work out and you go on a hike, at least you got your exercise in and you got to enjoy the beautiful nature, right? And you had someone out there to hang out with. That's the way I look at it. You got to be smart about it. And I've done videos on smart first dates in the past. Maybe I'll do some more videos on smart, first and second dates. You want to feel that person out and let them feel you out and see if you're going to actually, get into a relationship before you start investing, more money into it and more time into it, right? So you can do certain things that are free or low cost and still allow you to interact with that person, right? And the way I do it is I go on a hike or a walk. And if it doesn't work out, like I said, at least I got something out of it. I got exercise, right? I was going to do that particular day anyway, right? Queen Helen Casey says, please do a show on trolls. All right, we can do that. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow. No problem. Oh, let's see here. Let me scroll through here. Zia's son says, I lost over 140 pounds and I've kept it off for over 12 years. So I know what you are talking about. Yeah, bro, that's one hell of an accomplishment, 140 pounds. And I remember you had talked about that back in the days of my former channel. But maybe that's something more so to discuss now. If you want to put in the chat, how did you do it? And how were you feeling before you lost the weight? Were you feeling depressed? Were you feeling like nobody wanted you? Did it affect you? Did it affect your confidence to be able to approach women because you felt like you were too overweight for them to be attracted to you? Like, how did you actually feel, man? Mutt Nuts World says, been listening, just got home. Hey, welcome back, Mutt. Feel free to ask any questions. I'm about to step away on a break, and then I'm going to get to 3 points of how do you dig your way out of this pit. So let me move back to full screen. Oh, by the way, how do you like the background here? Don't give up! Don't give up, right? It's the whole point of the show, if I haven't emphasized it enough already. All right, let me cue up some cool royalty-free YouTube music. What do I want to play? Oh, I'll tell you what I'm going to play. I know what I'm going to do because, you know, Zia's son's been such a good sport. I'm going to do you another favor, Zia's son. I think you already know what I'm going to do. Let me find a few other songs here that I haven't played recently. All right. All right, folks. I'm going to step away for a 5 to 7 or 8 minute break. And when we come back, we're going to finish up the rest of the blog. Probably going to take another 30 minutes. If you have any questions regarding this topic or anything else, please get your questions in the chat right now. Get the questions in the chat, and I'll get to them right when I come back and throughout the duration of the show. All right, so stick around. We'll be right back. Do not go anywhere. son. I love this song. He's talking about Ethan Mixel's Double Helix there. I know what you're talking about, Zia. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay. I love this song too. It's so mellow and little dramatic at the same time. You know, melodramatic. That's not a good thing, is it? Feel it. Feel it! Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube. I love YouTube and everything that comes along with it. Maybe with the exception of a few things. Trolls, the haters, immature, insecure, grown-ass people that use this platform to project their insecurities. I gotta say, Zia and Queen and anyone else, I am gonna do that topic tomorrow, Queen. Tomorrow, I'm gonna do that topic on trolls. But what I was gonna say a second ago is I've never seen anything like what I've seen out here on YouTube when it comes to grown, mature adults or people that should be grown, mature adults behaving in the ways they behave. And it's pathetic. It's extremely pathetic. And it's comical at the same time. And, you know, I've tried to help these people. I care about everyone, Zia, Queen, Nuts World. But after trying so many times, you can only do so much. You know, I did a stream a few days ago pretty much apologizing to this group of people that, you know, you and I at one point belonged to. I know you're still involved with some of them, Zia, that's fine. I did that stream because I wanted to show some good faith since these people are now going through something with a certain someone that I've been going through for quite some time. I wanted to show some empathy. I wanted to take ownership of everything, right? And here's the thing. I was very genuine with what I did in that stream and why I did that stream. But at the same time, I was shit testing these people. I was shit testing them, right? I was testing them to see, are they going to be receptive to something that they themselves have been asking me to do for a while? I took ownership of everything that I did. I was honest about everything. I apologized to people specifically, and they were not receptive to it one bit. And that goes to show that the problem is not me or other people. The problem is deep within them, how they see themselves, how they feel about themselves. And if they were to be receptive to it and get along with me and show some respect like I try to show them, in essence, they probably feel it would kill their audience and kill what they're trying to do. It's pretty pathetic, man, but it was a test. Wow, just walked a mile and a half, says Nuts World. Awesome. Yes, I do talk to some of the old crew, no big deal. Yes, some of them are good people, man. I'm not saying that all of them are bad people or insecure people, but a lot of them are. And I just think they're stuck in a rut, man. I think that they feel comfortable in the rut that they're stuck in because they're going through a bunch of things. And when you get a group of people together that are going through a bunch of things and, you know, they feel like there's no way out, they feel good amongst each other, and then they conglomerate together and come after good people like you and me to make themselves feel better. It's just really pathetic, man. It's really pathetic. But yeah, we're gonna do a show on that tomorrow. All on trolls. We're gonna talk about the psychology of a troll and why a troll does what a troll does. And I'm also gonna be sharing how I've been trolled and the level of trolling that has been happening to me. So you're not going to want to miss that show tomorrow. I'm not quite sure what time it's going to be. It may be around the same time as this show today, around 6 or 6:15 p.m. Eastern, 3 or 3:15 p.m. Pacific. Or it may be later on in the evening around 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, or 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. So just keep an eye on my channel, subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications, and you'll know when that show and future shows happen. So anyway, let's get right back to it here. Let me check out the chat here real quick, and then we're going to finish up the blog. Zia Sun says, yes, some of them need to grow up still. It's been 3 years now. It is pathetic that they haven't grown up still. And you know what? Some of them may never grow up, bro. And I don't want to mention people specifically. I'm not looking to attack anyone. When I did that video the other day, I wasn't looking to attack anyone. I was really looking to get through to these people. But it's really sad to me, dude, when I was really honest and ethical and genuine with these people. I was being real with them, and I'm still being real. And, they're not open to it, bro. And it's not just me. This is with anyone. This is with anyone that's a positive, good person. They're just not open to it. So it's not me, it's not you, it's not anyone else. They're stuck in a rut within themselves. And until they're able to understand it and work through it and break through it and work past it, right? Nothing's going to change, man. So it's just not worth it. Queen Helen Case says, Florida is one of them. Okay, yeah, I know what you mean. I'll be going live in the coming days again for the first time in months. I expect heavy trolling, but oh well, LOL. Yeah, you're going to get trolled, bro. That just comes with the territory out here, bro. You know how YouTube is. It's troll central. Especially with that former community that I used to be involved with, that you're still somewhat involved with. Oh, man, I look forward to your show, man. I look forward to your shows, man, because they get pretty intense, man. Zia Sun furthermore says, I'll try to be there for your shows, Eli. I usually walk during this time of the day, but it is raining out, so that's why I'm here at this time. Well, no problem, man. If you can't make a show, not a big deal, bro. But I appreciate you continuing to be respectful and civil. And, you've turned things around. I'm not saying you were a bad guy initially, but and you know what the funny thing is, Zia? Even back in those days of my former channel where we would do those shows and they got pretty heated, you always tried to take the mature approach. You always tried to be reasonable. But these people just didn't care because they don't want to care at this point, and they may never care. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens, man. I'll check it out. I'll subscribe to you and bang your bell. It's all good. All right, let's get back to the blog here and finish this up here so I can go and relax for the rest of the day or the rest of the evening and have some dinner so I can be well rested for tomorrow's stream on trolls. Okay. All right. So we are going to be discussing how do you dig your way out of this pit. And this is something the trolls, the insecure, immature trolls, can learn something from. Number one, do not accept your helplessness. One more time. Do not accept your helplessness. Of course, don't accept being helpless. You must continue to try to escape the shock because you never know, maybe something that you do will work. Like I said earlier, man, an example out here on YouTube, a lot of content creators that once created real content and we're getting good views. Stop creating their actual content when the YouTube algorithm changed years ago. And instead of working harder and smarter to repenetrate the YouTube algorithm and stay focused on their channel's topic in a positive way, they turned their channel into a drama channel. See, drama channels are going to get a decent amount of traction no matter what in any weather, because you're going to have a group of drama people that live for that stuff, right? But like I've said in the past, it's not sustainable long term, and it is a limited niche market, right? And what I've noticed is every drama market on YouTube, every drama sphere aspect of YouTube, there's more than just the drama aspect that we've been a part of in the past, Zia. It's unique and individual, right? So there's no way for two drama sphere markets to merge together. It just doesn't work out. They typically end up fighting. And we've seen that even through our former community, whatever you want to call it, man, our former drama sphere community. So, for those people that changed from doing positive things to negative things, they're probably feeling helpless that they can't go back to doing what they're doing and get the same or better results. So the truth of the matter is they can. They can. They just have to work hard. And they just don't want to work hard. It's the bottom line. You must attempt to climb out of the pit of despair even when you feel as though you have no solid footing. Yeah, some of these people are stuck in a rut. They feel that, without this drama sphere market, they're going to have no traction on their channels. They're not going to have any attention or focus on them. That is the furthest thing from the truth. It may be clumsy and feel awkward, and it may take many attempts to get out, but the only way out is to try. Yeah. And a lot of people, when they're in this state of, of having fallen down a pit, after they tried so many times to accomplish something and then it didn't work, or it was working at one point and stopped working, they feel that, that pit of despair, and they have no solid footing. So what do? They end up, like I said, creating this drama sphere aspect. And it allows them to connect with other people in a similar state of mind, and they can relate to that. But again, that doesn't define these people for who they really are. It's basically something temporary, because these people are not feeling good. They don't love themselves, and they don't want to work hard to rebuild what they once had, or rebuild something new that may work from scratch. They don't want to start over. Sometimes starting over is good. I'd rather start over than continue going down the wrong path. That's why I shut down my former channel. I had to get rid of all that mess and start fresh, start clean. And it's made a big difference for me. It's made a huge difference for me. Now, I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm further ahead than I was on my former channel. And that's what means the most to me. I know I'm on the right track. So again, it may be clumsy and feel awkward, and it may take many attempts to get out, but the only way out is to try. If you simply accept what you believe is your fate, you won't go anywhere. Yeah, these people think that drama is their fate. And I'll talk more about this tomorrow when we do the stream on trolls. But this could also apply to people that are struggling, meeting that special loved one, or getting the dream job of their choice, or transitioning from, working for somebody else into becoming an entrepreneur. If their business as an entrepreneur doesn't take off right away, they feel like they're failing. They feel like, it's their fate to not be successful. And since they're not getting anywhere, they're going to end up giving up and then falling down that pit, right? And then resorting to doing something stupid instead, right? Stupid or shady to try to make ends meet, or, to accomplish what they want to accomplish. To try to make a change in the face of so much information teaching you that you are ineffective is difficult. One more time. To try to make a change in the face of so much information teaching you that you are ineffective is difficult. True. Very, very true. It takes a leap of faith and some degree of hope and optimism. Right. You have to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself that you're good enough to accomplish what you want to accomplish, you're never going to get anywhere. If you don't believe that you're good looking enough, you're confident enough, you're successful enough to attract a life partner for dating, romance, marriage, you're not going to get that. If you don't believe in yourself that you're good enough to get that job, or if you're already working a job to get that promotion, then you're not going to get that job or ever get promoted. You've got to believe in yourself. And you have to have the willingness to try to make a change. I hate to keep going back to the trolls and haters, but they're not willing to try to make that change. You know why? Because I tried to help them out with it. I basically handed things to them on a silver platter with what I did in my stream the other day. I made it simple. I was so nice and cordial and respectful and even apologetic. If I did anything to hurt anyone or offend anyone, which it wasn't my intention to do so, I apologize for it. What more can I do? There's nothing more I can do. Right? So I chalk it up that they're not willing to make that change. And until they are, if they ever are, it's never going to change. Not just in the case when they deal with me, but with anyone else like me or any other positive people. They're stuck in a negative rut, and that's where they're going to be until they have the willingness to try to make that change. It also requires some problem solving. You must identify something that you can do that you have not yet tried. Right. Try new things. These people are so stuck in the rut and they're so stuck on doing things that they feel are working that they're not willing to try new things that could and would work better. Oh, yeah. It is necessary for you to fight one of the most basic processes that impacts our behaviors, learning and unlearn helplessness. Right. You have to identify what helplessness is, okay? And then unlearn it and don't let it get to you. Don't feel that way. But before you can prevent yourself, stop yourself from feeling helpless, you have to identify what that feeling is. And some of these people are behaving in helpless ways and they don't even realize it. That's the problem. It's part of the problem. For some, that can seem too high a mountain to climb. That's what they feel. They feel the mountain's too high to climb, so they're just going to stay perched where they're at in a pool of negativity. So again, for some, that can seem too high a mountain to climb, and they remain on the floor of the cage continuously getting shocked. Like the dogs earlier that were mentioned in this blog. Give me a second here, folks. But if you can do it, if you can dare to take a chance that you can climb out of the pit, perhaps it will work. Boy, that's a concept right there. If you dare to take the chance, if you at least try a few times, you may be able to climb out of the pit. It could change your life for the better. Why wouldn't you be willing to do that? Why stay stuck in that rut? The only way to unlearn helplessness is to learn that you can affect change. Right. And in my opinion, the way that you can learn to affect change is by making that change within yourself, right? And understanding that within yourself, and then projecting that out to other people that may be struggling with what you're struggling with, and help them see it as well. You got to learn to understand that you can make the change within you, but you have to want to make it. A lot of these people don't want to make that change, or they don't feel they're capable of the change, or they don't think that change is going to benefit them more than what they feel they have right now, which is not good. If you cannot do it alone, ask for help. Yeah, I've been offering help all this time, but nobody wants it, so that's okay. No worries. The funny thing is, the people that need the most help don't want any help at all, especially from someone like me that's capable of helping them. A therapist can teach you skills to combat learned helplessness. So ask for help if you need it. Don't be afraid to ask for help. When I was younger, I always felt that I shouldn't ask for help. I always felt that if I asked for help, then I wasn't smart enough to figure it out on my own, and I just wasn't good enough. Maybe I felt helpless back then. But that was when I was younger. As I got older and matured, I learned there's nothing wrong with asking for help. It's the mature thing to do, and you learn from it. And then once you learn from it, you can actually help other people learn it as well, right? Don't be afraid to ask for help, folks. All right, let me check out the chat here real quick. Before we get to number 2. Wait, we already got to that. Zia Sun said, yes, it is like the doll community merged with the Feldman community, then the men community, and the true crime community. It's crazy. Truth bombs, good content, Eli. Thank you so much, man. We'll give you a truth bomb, brother. How about a double dose of the truth bomb? There you go. All right, let's get to number 2 here. Change your thoughts. If you believe that you cannot affect change, you will not even try. One more time, that's crucial. If you believe that you cannot affect change, you will not even try. Everyone is capable of affecting change. You just have to understand it deep within and be willing to try. If you're willing to try, you can make a huge effect on anything changing. The problem with most people that have fallen down the hole is that they've fallen down so far that they believe they cannot affect change. So they won't try. They give up. They give up because they've fallen down so deep, or at least they feel or think they've fallen down so deep that there's no way out. So they're just going to stay perched where they're at and not even realize that they're living a miserable life. I certainly don't want to live my life that way at all. Nope. So if you find yourself saying I can't, or there's nothing that I can do, try changing your thoughts to I can at least try. Of course, why not? Why wouldn't you try? And this may work. This may not work, but I'll try it. There's nothing wrong with that. In essence, what you're saying is that not everything is going to work, no matter how hard or honest you try to make it work, or honestly you try to make it work, right? You're saying that, hey, life is not fair. I'm going to give it my best shot. And it may not work, but what if it does, right? That at least allows the possibility that you can affect change. Absolutely. And you're also being real and identifying that sometimes no matter how good or hard you try to accomplish something for the right reasons in the right ways, it still may not work with certain people. Maybe the right people haven't come around for it to work, right? For more about combating negative thoughts, read this post. Okay. I'm not going to go into that right now. And let's see, we're on number 3. We're almost done here, folks. If you have any questions, get them in right now. Number 3, try and try again. That's right. Never give up. If you fail once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, try and try again. That's the only way you can ever be successful. Once you try to make a change or to find a solution to problems in your life, don't give up if the first solution doesn't work, right? Or you're the second or the third or the fourth or fifth time. It may take several attempts before you get on the right track. It doesn't mean you're off track. It doesn't mean you're a failure. It just means you haven't gotten there yet. Try something else. And if that doesn't work, try something else. Right. Identify what you've tried and identify that it hasn't worked and try to figure out why it hasn't worked and then try to change it up in ways that may make it work, right? Or will make it work. Perseverance, huge word, perseverance may be the key to you unlearning your learned helplessness. Once again, we're going back to, first of all, you have to identify and understand what helplessness really is. And if you're in a helpless position or you see yourself in that way, and then once you identify it and you learn what it is, then you have to unlearn it because you shouldn't feel that way about yourself. You shouldn't see yourself in that way. If you only try once and it doesn't work, you may have only strengthened it. Right. So if you try once and it doesn't work, that's one thing you know is not going to work. So the second time you try something different. You don't do the same thing over and over again. It doesn't work. That's going to make you insane. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. It's never going to happen. But every time you fail, it's not really a failure. It's helping you identify what isn't working so you can more so focus on what will work. So try anything that you can think of, no matter how little you believe that it will work. Right, try, just keep trying. Any attempt to escape the shock, even if it fails, is better than no attempt. Let me read that one more time. Any attempt to escape the shock, even if it fails, is better than no attempt. So if you don't try at all, you have zero chance of success. If you try and you fail, you're on the right path to success because you're learning something that's not going to work regarding what you're trying to accomplish. So then your percentage of success starts to increase the more and more you fail because you're learning more of what to not do. And eventually you're going to learn to focus more on what to do and you're going to reach success. Anyone and everyone has reached success based on learning from their failures. Nobody is born successful. Nobody is born a winner. You become a winner. You work hard and you earn it and you become a winner. You learn how to become a winner. All right, last paragraph. Throughout my life, when I have felt helpless or found myself thinking that nothing I could do will affect change, I have thought of those poor dogs laying on the floor of the cage and continuously getting shocked even though they could have escaped it. I have asked myself, am I willing to be one of those dogs? Are you? Hell no, I'm not willing to be one of those dogs. I'm not going to sit there and get shocked. No way. No way. I'm going to avoid getting shocked and focus on things that are going to keep me on the right track. Does that mean if I don't get shocked that I'm automatically going to be successful? No. But if I sit there and continuously allow myself to get shocked, then I have zero chance of moving forward and accomplishing whatever it is I'm trying to accomplish. So great blog. Great blog. Where's the information on the blog, Arthur? Okay, so anyway, let me see here. Let me see if I can find where she is. It doesn't show her her bio there. So anyway, if you want to look up Amy Przeworski, Amy Przeworski, I can't pronounce her name, PhD, check her out. I'm going to go ahead and put this blog link in the chat in case you folks want to check it out. Give me just a second here. Go and check it out, folks. And Surf Around Psychology Today. It's a great blog site. It's a phenomenal blog site. Phenomenal blog site. And, I've enjoyed reading through a lot of their content. It's very good. It's just, I've learned a lot from it. And I've also been able to compare my thoughts against the thoughts of psychologists, which is great. They have a psychology degree. I don't. What I have is a lot of life experience. What these people have is a degree, and they have some experience as well, or they have a lot of experience. Now, when you're dealing with a psychologist, you got to, be careful. If you're looking to find a psychologist, you want to find one that has life experience and has the book experience that's well educated. If you find a psychologist that has minimal life experience and they do things solely by the book, that's not going to help you as much. Find someone that has the education, if you're looking for psychologists, if you have the need for one, and has life experience as well. They'll also be easier to deal with and more down to earth. Anyway, all right, folks. That's going to do it for this show today. I want to thank you all for being here tonight. I want to thank you to Zia-san for coming back and being respectful. Queen Helen Casey, thank you so much for being here. And Mutt Nuts Reviews, thank you for being here. For everyone behind the scenes that was watching, thank you so much for being here. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a stream on trolls. I'm not quite sure what time it's going to be. It'll either be in the middle of the afternoon or early evening. So if you want to make sure that you are here when that show starts, please subscribe. If you haven't done so already, bang the bell and select all notifications. That way you'll be notified. Also make sure if you have the YouTube app, which most of us do, that you have the YouTube app set to receive notifications on your iPhone or your Android. Make sure you go in your device's settings and make sure that notifications are on for your YouTube app, because if they're off on your YouTube app, even if you subscribe, bang the bell, and select all notifications, your phone will not get the notifications unless you allow your phone at a device level to receive them. All right, folks, with that being said, have yourselves a great night, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. Oh, we didn't move the full screen. All right, here we go. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. We're out. We're out. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up.